Welcome. I'm pulling a Dan on Around the Table here at KHLC.
You don't sound anything like
morning.
me.
I don't have the charisma that you do that. You do that.
Charisma. What the heck is charisma?
I don't know.
I've never had any charisma.
You don't?
Nope.
Wow. Well, that's too. I'm just playing. How do y'all like that? Do you feel like you're in a time warp? I feel a little bit like I'm in a time warp when I do that.
Oh,
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Around the Table here at the original KHOZ, 94.9 AM 900. Yeah. Can you hear yourself? Are you okay?
I hear myself fine. It just
Is it too much?
Sounds weird. Sounds blown out.
You sound blown out to me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Hey,
look.
we've lost some more chickens.
Why?
What are you doing? What is that? Would you get blood?
I had to go fasting this morning, yeah.
Oh.
To get blood. Okay, you have lost chickens. What happened?
We have narrowed it down to a neighbor's dog. Because if it was okay.
Please start at the beginning.
Okay. So we went out last week, and 4 of our chickens were gone, the new ones.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't had those very long.
No trace of them. So I'm like, okay. So, and then our laying hens, we have no laying hens anymore. So people counting on us for eggs, no more.
Gone.
They're gone. Not until
That's
October.
always disheartening, isn't
Well, it is, yeah. So we go out there, and our prize layers are gone, and we're going, oh, I bet the wild animal has got
like
them.
coyotes or
Something,
raccoon, who knows,
yeah.
right?
So we look around, and we find one of them in the field behind the barn, and it's just killed.
They didn't eat it.
They took the neck and shook it.
That's what a dog does. They're not going to eat it.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
And it started plucking at it, plucking the feathers off of it. So it's a neighbor's dog.
Have you contacted said neighbor yet?
No.
Will you?
I'm not going to not going to contact the neighbor.
Okay.
I will contact the dog and work it out with the dog.
Okay. I know what that means.
Yeah.
If animals are killing your livestock, whatever that may be, chicken,
that's yours.
Cow, whatever, then you have to protect that at whatever cost, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
But, and I know living in the country, there's not the leash laws, there's not all of that. But as respectful neighbors, you can let your dogs out for a minute or whatever to run, call them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You should have dogs that don't do that.
That don't kill?
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that, but your neighbor may not even realize that's happening.
Then the dog won't come home when that day.
Okay,
I guess.
But do you not think? Sorry, I'm not trying to argue with this.
No.
But do you not feel like you could go to the neighbor and say, "This is the situation, and this is the end result that I am going to do," and they can have the choice to either keep their dog up or not? Would that not be the frugal thing to do? Or I don't know if that's the right word.
If my dogs were out doing that,
wouldn't you want somebody to contact you?
What would be the point?
So you can keep them up. You have a chance to not have your dog be doing that crap.
Okay.
No, you're not. You don't buy that, do you?
If my dog don't come home and he's doing something like that, I'm like,
okay, but do you not wonder where your dog is? Yes, you would.
Yeah, I know where my dogs are. I know where they are. They don't go very far.
I know, but if you were the neighbor, would you not be wondering what in the world happened to my dog? It just didn't come home.
Well,
you know how people are.
You can ask.
Okay, I feel like this is a moot point. And however you handle it.
I'm some people may not like my approach, but
you're hard.
No, I'm not hard. It's the survival of the fittest, I guess.
It is. I just was trying.
We're out in the country.
I agree. I just guess that I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and, give them a chance to correct the thing before I act on it. I try. Okay. I'm not always successful. I got a game for you.
Okay.
Let's forget the dog because that's going downhill real quick. So last night at play practice, we had this game, and I flunked it.
Okay.
And it's really hard to play with two people. But we're going to try. Now, we have two people named Lisa in our cast. So
Okay.
to
need
do this,
take
you have
notes?
to know first names. No, you don't. To do this, you have to have first names. And so we had Lisa, and so we were supposed to use their last name, which was Johnson and Bailey. Well, let me tell you, this woman, my brain would not do that. It came out Lisa every time. You were supposed to name yourself first, and it'd be, this is the deal. You go, slap, and Dan. That's
Right.
what you do.
Right.
My name first, Dan. Inevitably, I'd be like, Lisa. I couldn't. It
couldn't do
did
it.
not compute in my brain at all.
Okay.
So we're going to try it. Are you
What are
ready?
we gonna-
You got to go. Bump, and Dan. And just do it several times.
And Dan.
See, there's only two of us, so it's no fun.
And Dan.
But they told me I should do that on our show today, so I thought I would try
Okay.
it. And Dan. There you go, Leslie Austin. I can do it with two people. That's
Mission
it.
accomplished.
Anyway, it was a fun little exercise in paying attention, which obviously my squirrels were rambling in my head last night, I suppose, because I did not do well with that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what? What do you want to do? You want to talk some weather?
Oh, you want to do weather now?
I think maybe we
I've got
could.
weather.
I'm looking outside and it's absolutely beautiful. The sun
It's
is
a
out.
beautiful day today.
It's going to be
It's going to be hot, though.
Yeah, it's getting sweat
Getting
season.
hotsy. Getting hotty out there.
Mostly sunny today with a high of 82, and then tonight mostly cloudy with a low of 60. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do
Oh.
this.
Wednesday, sunny, high near 68.
68.
Oh, that's for the low. High 86. And the low 60, around mid 60s on Wednesday night.
Okay.
Thursday, sunny near 91, calm, and hardly any wind. That's just going to be a lot hotter.
A lot of hot
It's
air
going to
coming
be
in here.
91 degrees with no air blowing. Yes.
It's going to be sweltering a bit.
And then the overnight low Thursday is 65. Friday, high sunny 92. And then Friday night, mostly clear around lows for the 60. I
I'm
don't
gonna
see
hit
any rain in the
I'm hitting
forecast
the
at all.
weekend because
Go ahead.
because like Saturday and Sunday, the highs will be in the 90s and the lows in the 60s, give or take.
Yeah.
And then again Monday, it's warm. It's
Yeah.
going to be warm. This is a great lake day or lake weekend if you have
Well, it gets too hot, you just jump in
something
the
like
water,
you go
right?
jump in the water
Yeah.
or a pool or whatever, some way to keep yourself
Yeah.
wet and remember to drink water, hydrated.
Next time
Always important.
next time you make somebody mad and they say go jump in the lake, you go, "Oh, good idea."
Okay, good, great. What a grand idea.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Well, there's your weather for the week.
You want to talk about
And the
chickens
weekend?
anymore?
No, I think we're done. Did we not just run your chickens into the ground? I am sorry about your
Oh,
chickens.
well, I am too. It's, you put a lot of time and effort in them, and
Oh, you do. And
Yeah.
you didn't hatch these, did you?
no, we got them little chicks.
But there were chicks, and you raised
Yeah.
them. You put them in the brooder. You do
Yeah.
all the nursery, blah blah blah
Yeah, I
blah
think
blah.
Kelly names them all. I mean,
And
they're
then you go.
her best friends, and they jump in her arms,
Yeah.
and they're
It's devastating.
it's like a pet.
It is like a
It's
pet.
like a dog. It's like the neighbor's dog. I know where my chickens are.
Well, you don't now.
Well, no,
Unfortunately.
they're chewed up in little pieces.
Are you angry?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't get angry.
Is it just kind? Yeah, I mean, yeah. The dog isn't a wild animal, but maybe the dog's a wild animal. I don't
Well,
know.
the dog's is a murderer,
Okay,
and
that's true.
once they start killing, they won't stop. They will. You can't train them. You can't.
Yeah, kind of with
no.
some dogs do that with cats too. I've had dogs that would kill
cats?
They didn't kill my
No.
cats, but they killed. I had cats lay in our shed where we used to live, and my German Shepherd would go out there and they'd be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, actually, the cat that he has, he rescued from our dog, and he was torn up, and Robert
Yeah.
nursed him and got him back to health.
I don't know.
Anyway.
There's something in them that they just want to be
They're
malicious.
hunters.
Well,
You think? Well, they didn't
yeah,
eat
but
it.
they're
It's
not
like
eating
hungry.
they're not eating the meat. It would be
You
a
think
little
they're
different.
just playing and just?
And I would feel more confident and more reassured if it was a wild animal that came in and says, I'm starving.
Yes, yes.
I need something to eat.
Not your
But
neighbor's.
this is just malicious killing.
And if they would, there wouldn't have been a body left if they were really hungry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this has happened. It's It's happened. You got the same MO. The neck's torn open.
You've had this happen before,
Yeah.
so probably the same dog.
That's the same dog.
Well, can it be getting older? You know
The
what I
dog
mean?
will get
Yeah.
old quick.
Okay, so there you go. Don't let your chicken, or don't, watch your chickens if you live out in the boonies, I guess, right?
If people
Watch all your
in
animals.
my neighborhood listen to the show, then
Yeah.
this is
This is your warning, I guess.
not a warning, but
Well, yeah, I guess not a warning. Okay.
no.
This is just a plea to please keep your dog up.
Oh,
Oh, what?
we got a topic to
We
ponder.
do, I'm
We've got to
trying.
get to it.
Okay, Dan, let's do the topic to ponder. How about it?
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay, today's topic to ponder is lucky purely random, or can we cultivate it through our actions and mindsets?
Wow.
That's an AI.
That is I've when it's a let's see. I don't know that there is luck. I know that there's what is it called?
I don't know. Did you
Things
clean
that
it
just
out?
ran. Yeah, I'm trying to clean out that one thing. Randomly things happen. They just-
Coincidence, you mean?
Yeah, coincidental. Things are coincidental. But there are things that's happened to me that are not coincidental, and they are not luck.
But they were a positive thing?
Positive things. Yeah.
Okay.
So is luck purely random? Or can we cultivate it through our actions and mindset?
I think it could.
I think mindset
Both?
has a lot to do with it. I think if you wake up and you're positive and you're looking for positive things you'll notice them. You'll say
More in tune and aware
yeah.
of what?
Well, I mean, if you wake up and you're looking down all day long, you'll never see how great
True.
the clouds look, or the sun, or the weather,
True.
or those kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think I don't know. Right, my thoughts could definitely change. You know what I mean? So give me that. But I think it's maybe a little bit of both. I mean, sometimes I think it's purely random, but I don't go back to assess whether anything I did could have, set that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I tend to think luck is luck, but
Right.
I think sometimes we are set in the right place for that for whatever to happen,
Yeah.
and that's not pure luck.
Right. You ever have a deja vu?
Oh yeah.
You have. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you ever had one so intense that you almost followed it? I mean, you knew what was going to happen next as it was happening. Yeah,
You
yeah.
do that. You're in
I have-
tune with yourself.
I have done that, not often, but there's been times when the deja vu was like, I knew the person was going to say that, and I was going to say, "You're going to say this next," and they would say it.
Wow.
I mean, it's not every day, but
Right.
but
What do you think
wonder
that
about-
is?
Well, there's different theories. One theory is a deja vu is a mile marker for your life, and when they happen, it's reminding you that you're on the right path.
Okay. Okay.
You're where you need to be.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep
Excuse
going.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go to our Facebook page,
Okay.
Around the Table, and go and find our graphic that has our topic to ponder. We want to know your thoughts. So please engage and write them down. We would appreciate that very, very much. And meanwhile, do you know what? It is...
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Yeah, I did that.
You did
I
that?
stand here today as governor of this sovereign state and refuse to wittingly submit to illegal usurpation of power by the central government.
Okay, this was 61 years ago. Faced with a court order to admit 2 black students to the University of Alabama, Governor George Wallace stood defiantly on university grounds and said he would not do it. And Wallace relented later that day after President Kennedy federalized the Alabama National Guard and ordered the troops to ensure the students were admitted.
Yeah,
So
he was a little hardcore,
I
wasn't he?
guess he was.
Ooh, buddy.
Evidently. Yeah.
Stood his ground.
Finish line, it's still Seattle through, and he's opened it up to 4.5. They're coming onto the wire, and it's all over with. John Duguay looks back. He's got it one. He stands
Wow.
up. It's over with.
Back in 1977, 47 years ago, Seattle Slew became the 10th horse to win Thoroughbred Racing's Triple Crown by taking the Belmont Stakes. Track announcer Chick Anderson had the stretch call. The stretch call.
What's the stretch call? Okay.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Okay, this was 38 years ago. The movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, seen that multiple times, premiered in theaters across the United States. It starred Matthew Broderick in the title role of Ferris Bueller and was directed by John Hughes. And that was a line from Bueller, a yearbook quote classic. You could miss it. So, there you go.
Timothy James McVeigh died with his eyes open. When the curtain passed the media center, Mr. McVeigh seemed to look up and intentionally make eye contact with each of us.
23 years ago today, Timothy McVeigh was executed for the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. CBS News correspondent Byron Pitts was a witness to that execution.
Wow, okay.
As his vice president for 8 years, I learned more from Ronald Reagan than from anyone I encountered in all my years of public life.
20 years ago, the nation bid farewell to our 40th president, Ronald Reagan. The first President Bush was emotional during his eulogy. I could hear that in his voice.
Feel
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
The first thing you do when you get up out of bed is hit that streets a running and try to meet the masses. Go get yourself some cheap sunglasses.
National conversation about health and wellness. Let's start talking. The number one thing people ask me about is diet.
I love the ZZ Top. Oh,
betcha.
my gosh. Frank Beard of ZZ Top. It's a birthday cut today. The only member of the group to not have one of their trademark long beards was born June the 11th, 1949. 75 years ago. He's 75 today. And this is Cheap Sunglasses. He's the drummer.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Yeah.
How you doing? All right.
It's kind of funny. His last name's Beard. And
I
he
know.
doesn't
I
have
thought
one.
that. I saw that.
You know, they had that iconic look back when they were doing high school
Oh, yeah.
shows.
You betcha.
Yeah.
It's the same. They have stayed the same persona.
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
Okie dokie. That is number 8, actually. And Peter Dinklage was born on this day in 1969. He's 55. He is best known for his role as Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones. Did I say that name right, Dan?
Peter Dinklage?
Yes.
Yes.
Okie dokie. We missed one, and it's Dr. Oz's birthday. I don't think it's going to come up here. I'm not going to find out.
Is it number 7? Do you see number
I
7?
don't even see any of them.
Okay, all right.
now. So let's just go.
Wants us to get in the car.
And go where?
50 years from now, when you're looking back at your life, don't you want to be able to say you had the guts to get in the car?
Shia LaBeouf was born on this day,
I think
June
it's
the
LeBeau, I think. Isn't it LeBeau?
There's pronunciation there.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
You know what? I've mispronounced that my entire... Okay.
Your entire life.
Yeah, I have.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
The pronunciation is Shia LaBeouf. Was
Okay.
born on this day, June the 11th, 1986. She is 38 years old. Oh, I'm sorry. He
It's
is.
he, yeah.
It's a he, sorry. He starred in Transformers.
Well, it's a him, and his name is Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf. Alrighty then. So we have our guest, in the lobby, and it is Bob Brown with Carter Grace Foundation. So we will go ahead.
Can we not have him on today?
We are going to go to break, and when we return, we're going to put Bob in Dan's seat. We're just going to take Dan right out with that kind of comment.
He's gonna take
Come
me
on,
out.
Dan. Yes, he may just
He may
take you
take me
out.
out.
Watch it.
All right.
So stay with us. We'll be back after our break with Bob Brown. All right.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're the button pusher over there.
I'm pushing buttons, Dan. I'm going to
Okay.
push your button in a second.
Well, you've been pushing it from day one.
I tried to on the whole chicken thing, but that just really didn't play out.
I tell us, Bob Brown is with us in the studio
Hey, Bob.
from the Carter Grace Foundation, and I'll tell you a story about how I met her.
Okay.
Will you move his mic, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
There we go.
All right.
I think you were in the Lutheran church. Is it the Presbyterian church?
That's where I went to church.
Yeah, they were having a meeting there, and me and my other partner was up there talking about doing the broadcast of your services.
I don't remember you from that, but okay.
And she stood up and was looking at me, and she
Really?
she comes right up to me and she goes, "I know you," and then she just pinched me. She pinched me.
That's quite an opening salvo, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, who in the world is
Do
this?
you know, it was an endearing thing, Dan.
Oh, was it?
Like, I don't even know how I met you, actually, but it doesn't really matter this morning because we can talk about that another time.
Well,
but-
where we met was
Oh.
when you were doing your fashion show down at Walters.
Oh, yeah.
They would have her and a bunch of other girls come
I
in.
did, yeah.
And they would do a fashion show, and we would videotape that and put it on our channel and promote what Walters was doing.
He keeps saying he will find that. I'm not sure I want him to because I don't remember what I looked back then.
Some things are better left
I just
unsaid
think
and
we should
unseen,
just
right?
leave him alone.
Yeah, but
Hey, welcome to
Yeah.
you, Bob Brown. We're glad that you're here this morning, and
Thank
you're
you,
here
Ann.
representing Carter Grace Foundation.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
tell us briefly about that, and then whatever you want to hit on,
Okay,
go for it.
two things really are the overarching theme today, if I could. I'll just give you a recap from the first of
Please.
this year as to where we are. When the calendar turned over, February the 1st was my second-year anniversary with the foundation, which doesn't seem
Congratulations.
possible.
Yeah,
No, thank you,
congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. It's been fantastic. It doesn't seem like it's been 2 years. But one of the things early on in the foundation that we were hoping to have is some what we've called organic growth, which simply means nothing contrived, nothing manipulated, nothing forced, and to see from the community itself the opportunity to minister to people with what we would call cold calls, people just calling the foundation
Right.
and say, hey, can you help, not just looking at the Facebook, page, but actually calling me. Well, from January the 1st to the end of March, about 90 days, we had helped more people this year than we did the 2 years prior to that combined.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the need is more at this point? Is why that's happening?
And actually, I think it's two parts to that question. But the first one I actually think is that there is now an awareness, because let me walk you through the second part of it is when someone would call me, I would simply ask them 3 questions. I would say, first of all, can I get your name? If they don't open with that.
Sure.
And then, can you tell me how you got this number?
Okay.
Okay. And that's where it would be, yeah, my doctor gave it to me. The
Oh,
city
wow.
utilities. Well, you helped another family out, and maybe you can help us. And so the word of mouth now is beginning to spread. And in fact, before I forget this, in the first 7 days of March, we helped 6 people. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're helping a couple a month or 3, but you do in 6 days, that's one of the most amazing things. And then the third question would simply be, how did we get here? How did you need to call
Right.
Carter Grace? And then we start a dialogue. I let them talk, and I listen, and then I talk, and they listen, and then we try to come to an agreement as to how we can stand in the gap for them and what
Right.
that looks like. And so it has been incredible. Now, again, to try to be a good steward of the budget that we have, try to stay within that framework. So what you have to do is every situation is an individual situation, and you have to look at it that way. You can't. If you take a macro view, it will seem daunting, overwhelming, and insurmountable. And so I'll give you some statistics on that, not to get into the numbers game, but these have always boggled me. Whenever Arkansas is 45th in the nation in childhood poverty. We are 50th in food insecurity. It would take $350 million in the state of Arkansas put into the food budget to get us to a baseline of 0.
Wow.
Now, if you look
That's
at
way
okay, now if you
low.
look at that, you would say, what can I do?
Yeah.
Who can
Yeah,
help that?
yeah.
Okay. And that's true if you look at it that way, but it's the old adage of eating an elephant. You got to do it one bite at a time.
Sure.
So you have to look at it in each individual case, and that's all we try to do. I don't try to put that into that vast number and go, man, there's nothing we can do. Well, yes, there is something we can do, and that's the part that we want to help. And again, crises will arise at different levels and they will look varied. You know, we just had a tornado, unfortunately, and so many people, whether they lost homes or lives or whatever. And so we were able to minister to some people after that. And so that's probably the part that's been the most encouraging, if I can say it that way, is that we've been able to help more people. Now, back to your question, though, is the need that much greater, or was it just now that there is more awareness?
Right.
And I think, honestly, it's just that there's more awareness. I think the need's always been there.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're right. You're right. I mean, I would agree with that.
You know, and so for me, that's probably been the comfort, is to know that you can look into the face of an individual and, like I've said, to give them some resources. You have to be careful using the word hope, but again, that's part of the premise of what we're there, is to try to move them from this area of their life to a different area of their life where we're able to.
And they're broken probably when, I mean, so many people are broken at this very point and it's hard for people sometimes to reach out.
Yes.
So having a foundation that can help, and for them to be able to say, you helped me, not just you individually, but as a whole world, I was helped.
Yes.
What a relief for them.
And I think that's probably one of the keys. And again, I've shared this before. Early on, it was so overwhelming to me. There were times I would get in my truck after leaving a family or a home where you had delivered stuff, and I'd have to just sit there and reflect.
Right.
And to me, it would be, again, what if that were me?
Right. Mm-hmm. How would you want somebody?
How would I want people to? And in fact, Dr. Chitsey had a Facebook interview that she wanted me to do, and so I filled out all the questionnaire on there,
Yes.
And one of the questions on there was, in high school now, or in school, they have children, or they have the students, to do something with either a nonprofit or something. In other words, and to get the kids from just checking a box, what would you want to tell them that might encourage them? Mm-hmm. And the only thing that washed over my mind was, just do role reversal. What if it were you sitting there holding the sign?
That's huge.
Instead of me.
Yeah.
Right.
We forget that, don't we?
Yeah.
We do.
In fact, Dan, early on, I did. You can become so jaded.
You can.
And it's so hard to not get to that place.
But we have to remember that if you're giving, you're not supposed to know what they're going to do with it. I mean, that's not supposed to be your motivation.
Absolutely.
That's up to God
absolutely.
and that person, not me.
Yes.
The point is to give without being selfish about your giving.
True that.
That is absolutely so powerful, because that's where the fountainhead of this is. Because again, the ones who started the foundation have always wanted to remain behind the scenes, and I commend them for that. It's the adage of not wanting the right hand to know what
they're
the left
being
hand
disciples.
Yeah, and so they have just really just doing a great work, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
We were talking before the show, and it came to my realization who the founders are.
Right. Yeah.
Because of other things that I have heard of them, and I was going to ask some questions about them, but I'm not going to, because
I'll refuse to answer that.
Okay. How you're here? Are you here to talk about a specific
event?
I am. So let's get into that before we run out of time.
Well, the golf tournament. I mean, I got word salad. I mean, I can go as long as y'all let me.
We know.
Okay. The golf tournament. The only 2 times that we have ever gone, again, I've said this with our hat in our hand, is at the 2 golf tournaments, last year and this year. Last year, the sponsorships were so incredible, but we didn't fill up the slate of golfers. That was probably, I was confused by that. I thought it would be the other way around. Well, this year, the sponsorships have, again, started to come in really good, and we are ahead of the curve on the golf thing. So I'll just walk you through that very quick, if I can. Okay. On June the 22nd, which is Saturday week, okay? At 8:30 in the morning at Diamond Hills Country Club, we're going to have a shotgun start. It is a 2-man scramble, and all of this can be found. Well, I know you give me that. You give me that deer in the headlight look. All of this can be found on the Facebook page. You can pull up. There'll be a flyer, but I'm just going to give you the big bullet points. Okay. Well, this is something that's kind of a common denominator, and people that love the sport usually, if you're going to pay greens fees anyway, you can put it towards something where the money is not going to just go into an account and sit. We're going to roll it forward. It's going to help pay for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever we need, which it did last year. But there are 3 levels of sponsorships. There's a $500 level, a $250 level, and a $100 level, platinum, gold, silver. They each come with different rewards for doing that.
Perks,
if I can even
if you will,
perks
yeah.
is the better word. Yeah, $500 platinum sponsorship. What you do is you get 2 rounds of golf and 4 mulligans. So if you're a golfer, you pay the platinum. You also get a whole sponsorship sign. You'll be on the big bulletin up front that we'll have. There'll be a big sign up there. So the gold, you also get a whole sponsorship sign. You don't get any of the golf, but there's going to be swag bags where we will have stuff inside there that we give you. There will be a meal provided. Now it's going to be a grab and go. It'll be just like last year, be chicken sandwiches and stuff. And then there's going to be some fantastic raffle prizes. We've been blessed on that the raffle prizes are great.
And that's from the community?
Yes.
Okay.
And some have come from business partners
Right.
of the organization,
But through community efforts of whatever
oh,
kind,
yeah, a
that's
lot of
how
these.
you
If
get.
I were to start calling their names off, their
Well, you
local
probably
businesses,
can't,
right?
yeah.
But yeah, we've had some really good
Okay.
sponsors. So what we really need is we need people to get a hold of us either on the Facebook page or they can call me, and I'll give you my number here in just a moment. They can certainly call me because we would really like to have them sign up for the tournament. We probably have room for another 10 to 12 teams, which, is 20 plus more golfers, and all that will just be rolled into the budget for Thanksgiving and or Christmas.
So calling all you golfers out there, I don't know where my camera is. Please go sign up. And how do they sign up for that?
You can actually, if you pull up the flyer, if you look in the lower right-hand side, there will be numbers there, phone numbers, and we've got a guy that's taking care of the spreadsheet. He can take your intel over the phone. You don't have to pay, but you just want to say, hey, save me 2 spots.
And they will not ask you for your Social Security number.
No, I promise they won't do that. But really, that also just gives us a working number as to how many teams that we can have and things like that. The goal is to put the right number of teams out there to keep it from being a log jam and backlog of people to make it a long day on the golf course. That's miserable for anybody that's out there. And we want them to have a good time. We want them to say, that was really neat.
And what a great foundation to support.
I have to think so, Ann, because like I was telling someone the other day, I said, look, if there's any fences built around Carter Grace, we're building them. Nobody's going to build them for us. In other words, if we put up the walls, it'll be us. But what we want to do is we want to reach as many people as we can, and do what we can for the community.
Now, you had made a comment that you look at each individual situation.
Yes, sir.
And you say we're going to do something. Is budget a factor in that? I'm sure it is to a certain degree, but I mean, you say
or do you go on faith?
Okay, I've just got to share something with you. And I'm gonna just yesterday alone. I was talking to the one who started the foundation,
right?
And was telling him, I said, with helping all these people, I said, but use the caveat. I said, but I'm still under budget. His exact words, I don't worry about that.
Don't worry about budget.
Now that doesn't mean I got carte blanche, okay?
Right.
But his concern and their concern, not just his, but their concern is the help that we're giving, not the budget in and of itself.
And that's what it should be.
But I'm just trying to be a steward because I tell people all the time, I'm not spending my money.
It's a good steward of money.
But you're out there to try to find the real need. If there was unlimited money, everyone would have a need.
That's the key there.
Yeah.
That's the key. And that's where you have to, and you don't want to use the word vet the people, but you do. That's why you
Right.
have to ask the questions.
Right.
You have to say, how did we get here?
Right.
That's you're discerning
Yes.
of the reality of it.
And so, we're just, like I said, we just want to be there for the people. We want to let them know that they are loved. If anything else, if I can say anything else, that they are loved.
And this golf tournament will help that.
We sure
help
hope
that
so.
budget.
We sure hope so. Can I get my phone number real quick?
Of course you can.
Okay. Just call Bob Brown at 870-302-9354. And if you have any questions about the tournament, I can answer those. But probably if you just pull up the Facebook page and look at that flyer, it's got all the.
And what's the
Facebook
page called?
It would just be the Carter Grace Foundation.
Carter Grace, okay.
I don't do Facebook, so I really don't. I tell
you
people
don't monitor the social media then?
No, Lord, they won't let me close to that. No, I'm just teasing.
To be honest with you, I would rather not be on Facebook.
I know,
too.
me too.
I'm just not
sometimes.
techie. I just don't. I don't understand it, and so for me, I just don't. It's
But somebody does. They monitor it, and
we've got some sharp people.
Okay.
Believe me, there are some sharp people in place there.
It's our age.
Be careful now. You're going to jeopardize our
I
friendship.
don't know. It's my age.
No, you're right.
It's my
You are
age.
I was talking to a gentleman who's going to sponsor the golf tournament the other day, and we were talking, and I told him, I said, look, when they hired me again, I told them I'm not low tech, I'm no tech. I said, but you give me a yellow legal pad and a number 2 pencil,
And you can do it.
I can rule the world.
And anybody
he
else
just
can
laughed, and he said
translate from that, right?
He said the same thing. You know, he said, you let this grid go down.
Well, I would like for you to throw out the dates again and
Yes.
the quick details about the golf tournament before we have to go out.
It is actually just a week from Saturday. We avoided Father's Day, Father's Day weekend.
Right.
But it's June the 22nd. You can start registering at 8 o'clock. We'll have a registration table set up there at 8. That way you can come in, and if you want to buy raffle tickets, and if you haven't already pre-signed up and prepaid, then you'll need to pay before we put you out in the golf cart.
Well, sure.
But we'll have a shotgun start at 8:30. Then after everybody brings their scorecards in, we will flight them. And I need to say this real quick. We are going to pay 9 places in the golf tournament, which is 3 flights, 3 places each, and 6 of those 9 places will all get their money back.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
We're just
It's a
like
win-win, and look what you're helping.
That's what we're trying to do. Let them know. Hey, look,
Right.
this is. We want you guys to have a great time.
And again, it's at the Diamond
Hills
Hills
Country
Club, which is over in Diamond
City.
towards the Diamond City.
Yep.
So
Yeah, go to the
Wow.
Carter Grace Facebook page, and if you want any information answered, you can call Bob Brown at 870-302-9354.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Well, I thank you for coming in again this morning. You're always a willing participant.
Repeat
It's always
offender.
appreciated. He is a repeat offender for sure.
You guys sure make it easy, and the Carter Grace Foundation thanks you for carving out some of your time for us.
Well,
and,
we believe in it.
well, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much
Thanks,
for being
Bob.
with us,
Thank you.
Bob. We will take another break, and when we come back, I don't know, Dan will have some stupid thoughts, I'm sure.
I've got always stupid things to talk about.
So stay with us. We will be back.
on the original KHOZ.
Well, if you watched the very end of the interview with Bob Brown, we want to just reiterate some of the information here. Carter Grace Foundation's Facebook page, if you want to sign up for that golf tournament, that's going to be June the 22nd, Saturday at 8:30
At the
Diamond Hills Country Club.
Yep.
Yeah, that's happening, and all the proceeds are going to benefit the Carter Grace Foundation, and they've got a Christmas. They feed people.
They do a drive-through with Christmas. During Christmas
big,
and Thanksgiving.
huge event. Yeah, so they're raising money for that.
For meals for.
Yeah, and if you'd like to call Bob, he's available. He does have a cell phone. I don't know if it's a flip phone or whatever, but he will answer the phone. It's 870-302-9354.
I'm pretty sure that he has a regular phone because he texts. Most people with a flip phone do not enjoy texting, from what I have come to find out. But great information.
Great information.
And that's a great foundation.
Great foundation, yes. We're talking about, during the break, we were talking about his workout schedule. And,
we were,
and I'm kind of in a hihiatus right now and not working out because...
Does that motivate you?
Well, yeah, I need to get back in the gym. I need to do something. Anyways, give me his take, but he was talking about how important protein was.
Right.
Well,
go ahead. Segue right in there,
Well,
buddy.
the TSA is confiscating people's protein powder.
It's powder is the problem.
Let's see. The TSA is now confiscating your protein shakes because the powder looks a lot like explosives on the X-ray machine, even if it's a shaker. Airport bomb squads need to check it out, but it doesn't mean you have to travel without your daily dose of diesel. The TSA considers protein powder sort of a liquid, and anything more than 12 ounces has to be bagged and separated into a different bin like a laptop or your shoes.
Well, I'm going to say that this is obviously in your carry-on bag because you can put, liquid, whatever, in your checked bag and not worry about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They don't ever look in your, coming back from a foreign country, maybe they'll look in your bag, but normally, no. It's just through the bag you take. Yeah. So, there you go. If you want to travel with protein powder, you can put it in your checked bag.
Okay.
And there you go. Or these little things right here.
That would be strange. I mean, if you're a bomber, so you could put your regular bag into the cargo area.
Oh, you could probably keister that stuff.
Yeah, just
keister all kinds of stuff, Dan.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Did I say that? I did.
You did.
Hey, do you know what the world's tallest building is?
It's going to be.
But no, what is it?
No, I don't know where it is.
I'm not sure what the world's tallest building is right now either. But it's not going to be the world's tallest, evidently.
I think it was the
Empire State Building.
Where the World Trade Center was.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's the new one. What's that called? The new building. It just left me.
Well, I don't know what they're calling it specifically.
I think that's the tallest building.
So, as long as they don't run out of money, a company has been given permission to build a skyscraper of unlimited height in Oklahoma City. Now, first, let me say, Oklahoma is kind of in the tornado zone, so I'm not sure I would want it to be in a tall building, but I don't know. The city council there approved all the permits for what could end up as being America's tallest skyscraper. Sure, building America's tallest skyscraper in Oklahoma City seems a bit weird.
That's a weird place. Have you been to Oklahoma City? It's just flat. I mean, there's no skyscrapers there.
Yeah. Who knows? The plans have Legend Tower reaching 1,907 feet. That's more than 100 feet taller than New York's first World Trade Center. Construction begins this fall.
It's going to look like a flagpole in the middle of a desert.
It's going to be weird, isn't it? It will be weird for sure. Hey, did you know the elephants? Do you like elephants?
I do like elephants.
They're kind of cool creatures, aren't they?
They're deep thinkers. They
are. They have names.
And they get emotional when their friends, their other elephant friends die. They feel like
the little eyes water.
I'm bummed.
Hello. Well, science has discovered that elephants do have names. We don't know them, but they have them, according to some new mind-blowing research that reveals wild African elephants respond to and call each other by distinct names, the only animals besides humans to call each other by a name. They're more likely to deep rumbly sounds that humans can't hear. Scientists at Colorado State University say they were mostly used over long distances when adult elephants were calling for their young.
Oh.
That
so
makes
basically,
sense. They have a certain call.
Okay, so basically it's, hey, Joe, you're too far away from the hood. Get over here.
Get over here. Okay, Dan. Okay. Whatever. Oh, and there's you got one?
I was going to talk about the zombie STDs.
Please do.
Have you heard about the STD
No,
zombie
I have not
STDs?
heard about the STD fungus.
Well, the
Among us.
STD zombie fungus is spreading between all of the cicadas.
What does that mean?
They're having a lot of sex, and this fungus is being transmitted between them all. And it says here the STDs have been passed around some of those loud bugs that could actually turn them. They turn them into zombies. And what they do is it's called a white fungus, and it's already been detected in cicadas in Illinois. And it basically eats away at their bodies from the inside until there's nothing left. But they're still alive. And they still can fly around.
It's just amongst them, their own breed. Just the cicadas.
Yes.
I mean, it can't be spread to
Yeah.
humans.
Humans have their own problems
They
with
have
STDs.
their own STDs, don't they, Dan? True that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting.
And this is a pretty interesting story about a pizza joint that's over 100 years old is selling.
Okay.
You heard about this?
No, I have not.
A family who owns a 100-year-old pizza joint in New York City is ready to sell. But if you want to buy it, there's one rule you have to agree to.
What's that?
Totano's Pizzeria in Coney Island has never put a piece of pineapple on any of its pizzas.
Thank goodness.
And they'll be damned if the new owners does either. So as part of the purchase agreement, there will be no Hawaiian on the menu.
I would go to that one because I don't do pineapple.
I like pineapple on a pizza.
Pineapple person, but anyway. Hey, we need to go take a break, Dan.
Oh.
You can go ahead and finish your story, but we need to move. Are you
Sorry.
sad?
I'm sorry you corrected me.
I didn't correct you. I just told you we need to go to break.
I like banana peppers on my pizza.
I like that. I put those on my salad, but they're a little.
And just this dash of Cavenders.
Okay.
On top
Here's
of
your
that.
dash of Cavenders. We will be back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann here at the original KHOZ 94.9 AM 900. You know what, Dan? I forgot something that I do want to throw out there before we do today.
No, we're not doing that.
We are doing
You can do
this.
it tomorrow.
No, we're not doing it because it's pertinent, to today specifically.
I think we voted on this, and on Tuesdays, say goes.
You are such a hard person to get along with all the time. It's such a pain in my rear end. I cannot tell you people.
Okay.
Today, Text My Gov. Tuesday, June 11th, 7:30 to 3 p.m. for asphalt repairs. West Nicholson between South Pine and South Cherry is closed. Also, there is another one, which is we'll have lane changes from East Ridge Avenue to East Prospect Avenue beginning at 3 p.m. today. So anything in that area, that's hard to read. I guess we're done. Oh. Well, we didn't go live, Ann.
You didn't
I didn't go live. No, I didn't. But I guess we're closing out, people.
Are
we? Wouldn't you say we are? I don't know. How do I stop that? Fade it.
It's whatever you want to do.
I just discombobbled that completely.
Whoops.
Yes, I will be in this seat tomorrow, Dan, for practice. Thank you very much. But there are some rain. You can go probably to the City of Harrison Facebook page and find out more about what is closed, what streets are closed.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to do some today, Dan?
We can. National Corn on the Cob Day.
Oh, National Corn on... You like corn on the cob? I have some at home I'm making tonight. Perfect.
There are over 800 kernels on a corn cob. There's always an even number of rows in every cob of corn. Wow, that is...
Didn't know that.
I had no idea.
I'm going to count them.
I wonder if that's by design.
I don't know.
The Corn Cob Factory has a patent on the rows of corn. Corn is actually a form of wild grass.
What?
It's grown on every continent, even Antarctica. Oh, except Antarctica.
I'd say it might be a little cold, I guess.
Cold. It'd be cold corn.
Interesting. Never knew that.
Very weird. National Call Your Doctor Day. Second Tuesday in June. Remind women to schedule a regular checkup.
Okay.
And you should be doing that. National German Chocolate Day. Cake Day. Let's see. German chocolate cake is even German. It's not even German.
What is it, Dan?
It was invented in Dallas by a homemaker when she published her recipe in the national newspaper in 1957.
Okay.
And my mom makes the best. Oh, my gosh.
That's not the best. I don't like the coconut pecan frosting. I don't like coconut.
I love the coconut, yeah.
See, most people love German chocolate.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
World Pet Memorial Day.
Oh, okay.
Remember your buddy.
Mr. Snuggles?
Your pet. Yeah. Your old pet.
Yeah.
And then the start of the 3,000-mile race across America. Cycle Marathon is starting.
Okay.
In Jersey City, Atlantic, Jersey City.
Okay. Wow.
And one of the oldest books in existence goes up for auction. It is the Crosby Shoyan Codex, which contains stories from the Bible and was written on an ancient form of Egyptian paper. Is expected to go for $3 million at auction today. And it's also North Dakota votes on whether to ban 80-year-olds from Congress.
Wow.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. You know what? Our closing music's not up.
I know that was it.
I didn't hear it.
That was...
Oh, because I played it early.
Yes,
well, I did that on
early.
purpose, Dan, so that you could just close out the show for us
fine.
today.
You got 10 seconds.
Okay. What do you want to say? Come back tomorrow?
Come back tomorrow.
We hope you will.
You want to hit auto and hit go.
I am.
From the Beefaroo Restaurant Studio.
See you tomorrow.
You're listening to